So today's the day, let's get the PS5 Pro. Okay, so it's 2:26 and as you can see, just 1 minute ago, the email came that the PS5 Pro is there, so it's time to pick it up. So either if you love or hate the idea of the PS5 Pro, I gotta say that now that I have it in my hand, I got super excited to test this one out, and just something special about unboxing a PlayStation console. Now, as you can see, the box is nothing too special. It's pretty similar to the standard one, especially with the digital version because this comes in black. And the only interesting thing on the box, I gotta say, it's the fact that they do want to make sure that you know this is a disc-free console, so this is all digital. Other than that, the box is pretty plain. You don't even have the handle on top anymore, which made it a bit difficult for me to carry. And if you compare it with the original one, as you can see, it is quite smaller when it comes to its height, but other than that, it's pretty much identical with the original box. But without further ado, let's just go to the unboxing. And inside this plain box you get another white one, which is similar to the original console, of course. And inside you'll get pretty much the same accessories. We do have the power cord, then we have the DualSense controller, which unfortunately it's exactly the same. And if you remember the PS4 Pro, we did get a V2 of the DualShock 4, but this time around the controller it's identical with the original one. Also inside the box we get these two stands if you want to position your PS5 Pro horizontally on your shelf. Other than that, we do get a HDMI 2.1 cable and a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging the DualSense controller. And one last thing before we get to the actual console, we do get the manuals, which I'm pretty sure I will not read anytime soon. And finally, then we get the PS5 Pro, which to be honest, I almost forgot how slim it can be because this is pretty similar to the slim version. And if you compare it with the original PS5, then it's definitely a lot smaller and lighter. And as a first impression, I really like this smaller form factor. The design is in line with the original PS5 look, but it's almost identical to the slimmer version, but you do get these horizontal lines in the middle, which to be honest I don't really think they're exhaust fans. I think these are just for design. But other than that, the design is in line with the original PS5, as I said. This time around the plates are not glossy anymore like you get with the slim version, but for some reason, especially the back part, seemed a bit more cheap for me, especially if you compare it with the original PS5. But when it comes to ports, it's pretty much identical. On the front, now we get two USB-Cs instead of the USB-C and USB-A on the original console. And inside you still get the small PS logos graded inside the plate. Now, when it comes to the size, I don't think this video is doing enough justice comparing the size to the original one. And while the height is almost identical to the original one, the PS5 Pro is smaller in every aspect when you compare it to the original one. It's slimmer in every way, and going back to the PS4 Pro, comparing it with the original PS4, which was a lot bigger, this time around, I don't know how they did it. While it is more performant, the overall size of it is so much smaller when you compare it with the original PS5. So there you go guys, this is the PS5 Pro and my full review will come soon, but I wanted to give you my first impression, especially for the design, and we'll definitely test this out in more depth and I'll let you know my full impression in the next video. That's it for now, this is the Tech Unravel and I'll catch you in the next video.